I honestly believe this microphone is broken. Every time I mute the microphone, I have to go in there and unplug and replug it for the stupid thing to detect that it's doing a thing again. It is ridiculous.
It is.
This is going to ruin the tour.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicated in bringing you all the latest information, news, and opinions. This is the best show for new and veteran Guardians alike, where we share tips, tricks, and tools to help you succeed and enjoy playing even more. So with all that said, let me hand you over to your hosts, the Triumph Hunting Titan Nitedemon, the pink-panted pansy Peroty, and your Hunter Master Ranger, Mr. No One Respawns in Real Life!
So now we can start the show, because it's now got 1 minute past the time that we should. Is that okay, Respawn? Can we start the show now?
We have a show?
Has
What
the world
show?
tour been saved?
Okay, can we just start talking about Destiny now?
Yes,
Is that okay?
always.
Good. Well, that's good then. Because
What about
I had a fun week this week. I was trying to play like the Legend missions solo, and I was on my Warlock, just minding my own business, not doing a thing, not communicating with anybody. In pops a Respawn. And
That's
not
you would think he learned his lesson after getting stuck watching the entire end game cinematic with me last week.
No.
But no, he didn't learn his lesson.
No,
He said,
and
"You
then
can't
I
turn me the
felt
good time."
pressure. I felt the pressure after that story last week. I felt the pressure of pushing the B button to skip all the cutscenes.
Oh no,
Even though
no.
I wanted to enjoy them, but I felt the pressure that because he was there.
Oh no. You bring him. He's in your asylum now. See, you're not trapped in there with him. He's trapped in there with you. You're
Accurate.
driving this, and you will not turn this car around right now, young man. You will take this car right off the edge. We will scream, falling to our death. We're not going. No. There's no stopping and turning. No,
I
that's
did.
silly.
I felt the pressure, and
No.
I checked my phone. I was like, there's no message from Respawn. Maybe he's sitting in a Discord chat somewhere. I scrolled all the Discord chats that I know that he's in.
No.
Not one. I'm like, how are we going to
Nope.
communicate this? But
You're
we're not. Okay. And the funny thing was, he was on his Titan, and I'm like,
See, now you know that's a lie. You knew
is
that's
this
a lie.
Respawn? You were on a Titan. You were doing that silly thunderclap thing with the Titans. So I'm guessing you just needed to get him through the legendary campaign. So that's where you joined me.
First of all, I don't even have a Titan, and if I did, it would be a her, not a he.
No,
Just saying.
well, her then. Okay, you were, and then to make it worse, so there was two of us. I'm thinking, okay, that's fine. Somebody else joins us halfway through the last mission, and because they joined us halfway through, like the ogre boss encounter, they died on the outside the portal. We were in the inside of the portal. I'm like,
Right. And
we're not going to we're not going to get back out. So I had to commit suicide and I started again. But it was fine. You know, we got through it, and I've got to all the stuff. So
He's not bitter, dear listener. You can't tell at all that he's bitter. Not in the slightest.
No.
Nope.
I forgot to like lock my party and say that, I just want to do things solo legendary, I thought I'd, trial it because I was really enjoying playing.
All I'm saying is
Warlock.
if I was there and if I was playing a Titan, both things highly unlikely, you always could have just said, hey, I'm doing it solo, and then,
Right.
whoever was on the Titan at
when I
the
just
time
said
would have
to you,
backed
I
out.
looked in every single chat to see if there was a respawn.
There is a text chat in game. You have my
there
actual
isn't.
phone number.
No, there is no text chat in game.
No.
You
have
will never convince me of this
multiple ways to
blasphemy.
contact me. Don't even come at me with that, bro.
I sent you a message the other day when you joined me, and you didn't even respond. So I'm thinking, well, he's not going to respond if I say get out of here. So I might as well just carry on because,
or just kick him.
Yeah,
promote to leader and boot from fire team right next to each other. Really, the number of people I've kicked from my fire team trying to promote them in the past is many. You would think they would move those further apart by now, but they
didn't want to get the hassle today
button.
from him. I just wanted to give him hassle today.
So you would get hassle by not communicating with me. You're going to get hassle either way. You might as well just do what you want to do and just deal with the consequences after the fact, bro.
I was on the laptop, you see, so I don't know how to communicate via text on the laptop through the NVIDIA thing. I've no idea how that works. I do Discord chat.
Probably very poorly.
I've
He's
no
also
idea.
got a phone. The dude can call me, right? And everyone's like, but he's international. He can call me on WhatsApp
for free. Nobody calls. First off, nobody calls.
And when you call me, I'm like really shocked. I'm like, what does he want?
I'm like, why are you calling that?
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to call you.
No, I didn't say that.
Who uses a telephone?
Delete right there. Already done.
You really shock me when you do phone me. And it is just something random like, have you heard about this? I'm like,
He just misses you, that's all.
I know,
Little
he
bit.
just misses me during the week. He's like,
Well,
dude,
you act like that's a bad thing. Sometimes I just need to be serenaded by a British
you
voice.
just,
That's all.
you just need to be hugged. You need
Yeah.
hugs. You need more
I mean,
hugs.
well, I don't know about a hug. No touchy, but serenation's nice. I don't mind a good serenade every now and
So,
again.
Respawn, are you going to ask me why I was on my laptop playing?
No. I
Okay.
figured you finally, joined the PC Master Race like a good little British gent.
No, I haven't. No,
Oh.
I did the NVIDIA GeForce Now
why
thing,
were
so
you
I
on
put
your
Mac.
on your laptop playing? Is it because you were
Oh,
fishing?
he's got the new laptop. Oh.
Ooh.
He's got the new Mac with the NVIDIA inside. He's a Mac gamer, everybody. He's a Mac gamer.
Is it NVIDIA inside or is it Apple Silicon?
I have no idea what's
AKA
inside.
He's got no clue.
It's not
I have no
Intel
clue.
inside.
It's one of
Look,
those.
Say
it
that
does
much.
stuff for the show. That's all it does. It does stuff for the show, and I play
Mhm.
I play Destiny on it. And the
Mhm.
main reason I've started playing Destiny more on that and having to buy the final shape on my PC version on the Steam is because I'm recording footage for the show. So this week should show Respawn as a Titan.
Nah, it's not a thing.
Ooh.
Edited footage, found footage, Blair Witch Project, all those things.
Well, I mean,
Such a
yes,
liar.
it is both found and edited. He found it because he made it, and I assume he's going to edit it to some degree. So yes, can confirm.
Bro, edits me singing songs, edits the supposed found footage. He can't be trusted, clearly.
If I can edit you playing as a Titan in Destiny, I think I've created some amazing wizardry because I just
It's all deep.
I mean, you did go to school for this kind of thing, didn't you? So I believe in you.
Through the power of AI, all things are possible.
Correct.
So have you guys had a good week in Destiny?
Yes.
So you've got all your 3 characters through the Final Shape campaign, haven't you? Now, Respawn?
No, absolutely not, because I don't play Titans or Warlocks, as we just discussed.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there doesn't seem to be a reason to because they've given the hunters all the everything. So why they're like, we're just going to give the hunters everything, and the rest of you can just deal with it.
Basically, yeah, it's kind of amazing. Now, I do have a question, right?
Yeah.
For you Titans out there, okay?
Us two specifically, or Titans in general?
Yeah, in general, whatever. However you want to answer this.
Okay.
So, supposedly, if somebody were to play Titan for the first time in, I don't know, years, months, whatever, right? And they were using the arc punch and everything was completely fine, and then they swap over to the strand punch, and all of a sudden the punches start going 90 degrees from the direction you're facing. Is that a skill issue or is that a Bungie issue?
That's called working as intended.
Oh, okay,
I'd say that you haven't listened to about 6 months worth of this podcast where Peroty says
episode of
drunk
the show.
toddler
Yeah.
with status or strand.
Yeah,
well, I
no,
understand the
100%.
drug toddler thing. Yeah,
you have multiple melees. There is zero chance that all 3 of those melees will go in the same direction, or will even hit the same target, or even the same state or zip code or anything. But you've got melees. You can absolutely use them at your own discretion. So yeah, no, that's a thing that they will never fix. Apparently, they're just like, nope, we're good with it.
But that seems like kind of a big glaring issue. It's like,
fine.
Like, and I thought initially it was like, okay, well maybe I'm facing this person, but my guardian is facing that way, and no, they are both in the same direction.
Remember when we say the hit detection is garbage on our class that does basically nothing but punches and now throws big axes?
But it's only that one. The arc one was fine. The void one was fine. The Captain America shield did what it was supposed to do.
The thunderclap I'll give you. Thunderclap works fairly well because you don't really, you're stationary while using it.
Right.
Run shoulder charge for a few minutes, especially in PvP or something with moving enemies, and you'll enjoy that.
But why would you ever do that with consecration in the game?
Well, I mean, consecration also mostly fine. You take it, you move in one direction, and you're good. It doesn't really have to, it doesn't have to track. It doesn't have to think about what it's doing. It can just go.
What's crazy though is the Titan build that I was using when I was forced to play as Titan was the consecration, that one
Mhm.
super or that one charged melee does the same damage as a super, which is ridiculous, right? And
Mhm.
then you pop on over to Prismatic and you get not one, not two, three of these monstrous freaking charged melees. And I'm like, is this a bug? And Mike is like, no, we just get three. I'm like, that is bonkers. Like
Because that's all
during
we
the
get.
game, who needs a super? You have 3 consecrations, bro. Like,
Assuming and if you can run forward and use your consecration and it hits something that is not flying in the sky and everything else, great. Like I'm not debating that it's powerful at all. But that's where
Bungie
the kit
did
begins
buff
and
your
ends.
height though. It buffed the height, so even like the flying warlocks and witches and whatnot still get hit.
Yeah, but still, like that's kind of where like the Titan kit begins and ends. You can punch things real good, or punch things a version of that real good. Beyond that, we can throw axes now.
To be honest,
which I'm
though,
very happy about. But
I said we can throw axes now.
Peroty, you haven't been quite honest with him. They have fixed the melee. They've just moved it from one character to another, so it now doesn't work on the Titan. It works perfectly fine on the Hunter.
Yeah, they make the Hunter the
Boy, does it.
class.
Yeah, you're the punchy build now.
I'm like, do you guys not understand what the identity you allegedly are building around? No,
I mean,
you don't.
They gave Titans the ability to dodge, and then they made you the DPS powerhouses when the Hunters held that spot for so long. So we'll take a strong punch. But at the same time, they immediately nerfed our mega punch, and gave you infinite rockets. So fun,
So now you have the punching and the DPS.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, it's like honestly, if I were to pick up this game now and looking at what's in the kit, I would probably start playing a Hunter because it has all the things that I would have wanted to have on the character I'm playing. That they were like, you don't need those, up to and including ranged melees that I don't have to walk up to and smack someone in the face. Like the witness that half the supers don't do any good because you can't use them. So at least that's why they gave us one with some range that I don't even know if I assume it worked against the witness, but I could see why now. It's like, because none of the rest of yours work. You could maybe fling some hammers, pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, you can't even thunder crash him. So, just throwing stuff at him or just shooting him in the face.
I wouldn't know. I still haven't gotten past the 3rd encounter in the raid. So
I was going to ask you about that as well. Yeah.
Nope, got to the 2nd, beat the 2nd, but that's where my journey ends pretty much every time.
Well, that's a shame because I was looking forward to you kind of telling us all about the raid and all the different things in it. But we'll have to save that for another week.
I can tell you this though: if you are doing the 2nd encounter, Hunter does some of the highest DPS, and not because of the golden gun and things like that, because everybody uses swords.
But
so I crafted a gold tusk. Yeah, I crafted a gold tusk with what's this roll on it? With Relentless Strikes and Whirlwind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my Lanta, that thing hits so hard. It hits so fast, and then you get the 10 stacks of Whirlwind like indefinitely, and it is kind of nutty.
Yeah, Gold Tusk hits a lot faster than some of the other swords, so
and you get that 10 stacks.
The frame.
So you're hitting faster and just as hard or harder than some of these other swords, and some of these proc and Wolfpack rounds. Like, yes, please. What? Because you can get Wolfpack on a sword now. Just so you know.
Well, we do know because we discussed it last week because we went over those sword rolls.
Yeah.
But something I will kind of point out is that on Fireteam Chat this week, they had a designer from Bungie going over all the different things to do with the final shape. I think it was Ben. It's Ben Womack, not Womack. Womack. He's there discussing it. It's about an hour, and I'll stick it in the show notes as a YouTube video, going over all of the stuff that he kind of did in the final shape. And he did touch on that they are in discussion internally at Bungie about Titans. And I think it has something to do with that they don't really have an identity in any kind of sandbox at the moment. Whereas,
what do we do with them?
Yeah. What is
Titan ad
a
clear is
Titan?
kind of amazing, but the problem is your melee doesn't come back fast enough.
Nobody
right?
wants to be the best ad clearer.
That's not true. Ad clear is a really important role in PvE, dude. People talk smack about it a lot, but if nobody's clearing ads, then everybody's getting killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't disregard ad clear. There's really good roles for ad clear in high level activities, bro. So
but you've kind of got that with like the Warlock, you've got that with the Hunter, and you've got DPS for the Hunter, you've got survivability for the Warlock. It's just like the Titans now haven't kind of got an identity, and I think they'll probably move a few things around and tweak a few things to kind of give Titans a bit more of an identity in the sandbox. Not saying that they're going to kind of completely overhaul them, but it sounds like they are looking into giving them something that they will be really good at in that kind of area. So hopefully they don't take it away from the other two classes, because that would be really bad. I think maybe just bring the Titans up to do maybe something of both, that it kind of makes them a universal kind of, you either go this way, or this way kind of thing.
Full disclosure, if they just gave you a way to get your melee back faster,
well, we had a way, but they've pulled it back so many times.
DPS dealers. You know what I'm saying?
They've pulled our melees back so many times. They've gone, well, you can throw your hammer and pick it back up and have an instant melee. No, we don't want you to do that now. No, we want you to kind of pick it back up and then wait a few seconds while you kind of adjust it on your wrist before you throw it again. And other kind of melees, like because you used to be able to do a shoulder charge, and if you didn't hit anything, you still had that shoulder charge. Now there's a kind of a time period that it kind of has to regenerate that little bit of extra. Yeah. And if you did, I think isn't it stasis and strand? If you do a melee and don't hit anything, you use up your melee. It's like, well, the other ones don't seem to do that. So yeah.
Yeah. We want you to have one identity as a guy who punches things, and then we're going to make all of your punching either not land at all because it can't figure out which way is forward, or you can use it for movement, and that's it. Because everyone complains in PvP. Because they were like, no, you can't do this forever. You can't have this one single identity that involves hitting things in the face. Because
look,
you have
even if it was an exotic, something they can put on your
tools
exotic class mod, a way to give you guys like hunters when we kill like your insurmountable skull fort, right? But for like all your melees instead of just arc. You know what I mean? Because like your consecration is
they won't give it to us.
So strong, man.
But
and
I'm
if you could just find a way to recover that, you'd be massive DPS dealers.
Yeah, I keep looking at consecration going, I've run you for like the last 6 months. I want to do something different. That's honestly kind of why I've been sticking with like the void.
Dear sir.
I mean one for the Twilight.
To do something different.
You want to be
do you want to be an invincible Titan with a sword?
I mean,
and there are many swords.
I mean, no, because I'm not nearly patient enough for that. The moments where you go to move and die because you've moved and now the entire world trying to murder you, that would be me every time. I'm not nearly patient enough to stand there. Even though the game did hand me a really good stronghold roll this week of just when I was turning in exotic engrams.
It's giving you the tools. They want you to go into it.
That I then immediately infused into something else because I was like, I'm never going to be patient enough to do this.
Why did you do that?
Because there also was dangling an armamentarium in front of me with a 26 recovery and a 22 discipline, and I was like, "I'll take that though, sir. Thank you."
Yeah,
Xur Xur's good. Go visit Xur. Go to the ramen shop. Visit
he's
Xur.
good for y'all. He's not good for hunters right now.
He's got the goods. He has artifice armor.
Did you see the roll? It's awful.
Yeah,
well, yes,
but what's the difference from going and doing a dungeon and getting an awful roll for spending like half an hour doing an encounter, or wandering up to Xur and going, "Can I have your awful roll?"
But just because the roll's not good,
it's artifice.
I mean, just because the roll's not good this week doesn't mean the roll won't be good next week. But just he has artifice armor. You can just go play the game, earn strange coins, go buy armor. Done, dusted.
And why would you want artifice armor? For anybody that's listening that doesn't understand what artifice armor is.
Did you get an additional 3 stats anywhere you want it? Sorry,
for
3 points to any stat
points.
anywhere you want it. 3 points, yeah.
3
Unlike
free
the exotic armor when you have to buy the slot, Artifice just has it by default.
Yeah, there's an armor mod that lets you add +3 to your recovery, resilience, mobility, etc.
Yep.
Just
And like
for
you
free.
said,
For free.
Zero
So-
zero
And the
cost.
more artifice you have, the more stats you can put in to get to get that number up to 100 or up past the
Up
next
to
threshold.
15 stat
you know.
points. That is one tier of a thing that you can get for free.
Yeah.
And it's just like we've got with the exotic armor this season that they introduced, that you can make that kind of artifice now. You have to use kind of
Mhm.
what was it? The I can't remember the name of them now. The
Exotic cipher.
Exotic cipher, and you can give
Oh,
yourself
the reason
make
to go see,
any
sir?
exotic artifice now to give you the extra three points in any kind of
Mhm.
stat area, which is pretty cool.
Yep, another reason to go see Xur and pick up his quest every week, which is just go play ritual activities, and then he'll give you an exotic cipher for next week.
You do indeed.
Yeah. Can you hold 10 of those now, or is it still 5?
5, I
'Cause
believe.
I thought they upped it, but yeah, mine still says 5.
Actually, I don't know. I never held that many to tell you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never held more than it says 1 of 5 in dim, so I'm going to guess 5.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I did leave like 1 or 2 on the previous season's pass, which still works. And I was a bit worried about that, kind of going to Bungie.net and having a look at the previous season, which you can do. If you log into Bungie.net, you can look at the current season, and then next to it says previous season, and it will give you whatever was on your reward track that you didn't kind of pick up last season. And I thought, with them moving to episodes, I thought, am I going to lose it? But I didn't, and you won't either. So yeah, there were some exotic ciphers, and I've got some Eververse engrams and some deep sight harmonizers still on there. So yeah, I was quids in. I was quite happy with that.
Excellent.
So what do you want to talk about first? Should we talk about something that we've probably, 2 of us have probably done? Did you do Duel Destiny yet, Peroty?
I have not. I've had very little time to play this week. I've unlocked Duel Destiny. I ran around with Noble and going. I went and I murdered the mans. I murdered the mans in all the places, but it's not unlocked yet. There's no green light in the sky. And then I think it was the Impasse, the one where you zone in and you're basically like where you start the game back in 2014, and like with the wrecked cars on the road. Like in that one, I was like, yeah, because he and Luke were like, show me where the boss was. You killed this one. You killed this one. Nope. You killed the boss, but you didn't kill the final boss. You almost had done it in all 3 locations, but you hadn't. And of course, the game's like, we're not going to give you any way to keep track of these or no. So I'm like, because I'm there going, I've done that one. Then we went and did the other 2, and I'm going, I should have all 3 of them. Only I didn't. Having just done the other 2, I was like, well, let's go back here and do this one fully and see if that does it. Oh, lo and behold, there we go. So I have it unlocked, but I think it's like 1990, and I am at 1980 something, 84, I think. So I don't think I'm quite strong enough to go in there without being murdered. But
it's not that bad, dude. It's
not.
really not that bad.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and I also just haven't been online this week to play with anybody. I played a couple hours last night, reset my Gambit rank for the season because I was like, that's the thing I can go play.
Already.
I just wanted to go do sing. Well, I also wanted to get my hands on the.
XP, wasn't there?
It was double XP, and I wanted the perfect pitch submachine gun just to try that out because it comes with subsistence and incandescent.
It's so disappointing. Oh my god! Sorry.
I don't know. I haven't used it enough to really get a feel for it, but I was like, it's got incandescent and subsistence, which I can make better, enhance them, or onslaught, which could be fun. So yeah, I mean, I was like, I just wanted to try it out because, again, I know eventually I will go back to solar at some point from the Precious Scars, especially as I've learned this morning that the Precious Scars has a bug with Sol Invictus, so it's not working like it should with solar. So I'm like, all right, I'll just stay here on Void until you fix this or until I get unlazy enough to go put another build together.
Yeah.
So that's my long answer to say I have it unlocked, but no, I have not run it yet.
Well, I managed to. Well, I'd had it unlocked last week, and I was a bit worried. I thought, is it one of those kind of things that you have to do each week? You have to kind of go around and then unlock it. But once you've done it, it's unlocked forever.
Yeah.
And just sitting on the Pale Heart, which is quite nice.
On every character, I believe.
Yes, it is. So that was quite cool. And once you've got through some of the campaign on your alt characters, if you're bringing those through, you can dip out of that and go and play the Duel Destiny and then come back into the campaign, which is also quite nice. The only frustrating thing about starting a new, or bringing up one of your alt characters, and I found this initially when I was starting the game, is that some of the things on the actual director don't show up for you until you've actually gone through a period of going through the actual campaign. So like the lost sector for the first day didn't show for me until I got through a bit of the campaign, or it's about 2/3 through the campaign, which didn't make any sense because it wasn't on the Pale Heart, it was on Europa for the first one. And I was like, why is the lost sector not showing up for me? And there were other things on the director that weren't showing. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I found that again with like my Warlock this week, is that it wouldn't show me what the lost sector was because I hadn't played the Final Shape campaign. And I had to get through, like, I think it was the first 2 missions before it kind of showed up. But yeah, Duel Destiny is fantastic. Very complicated if you're not kind of...
It's only complicated if you don't know how to do it. It's really simple once you know the trick.
That's what
it is.
It's only complicated unless you don't know what you're doing, and that
no. Some things are complicated even if you know the mechanics, right? The only thing about this is it tricks you. Like in the first area, you have the clock that does one thing, and in the next area, the clock does the exact opposite, right? Figuring out the clock is the hardest part, dude.
Is it a clock?
Yeah, is it a clock?
Yeah, it's a clock. Yeah. Oh god, I hate those boopies.
No, but the thing is, if you are down with some forms of raid mechanics or mechanics in general that you've kind of gone through and you've done, because some of these mechanics were in the actual campaign, but some of them weren't in the campaign, and unless you kind of followed a guide or watched a guide beforehand, it was a bit confusing, especially like what you were saying with the clocks and things. And I played with Andy, and we'd watched 2 different guides. Well, I watched about 3 different guides to him, and I'd watched Aztecross, and I'd watched somebody else. I can't remember who it was. And what I found was that Aztecross and these other people that we were watching these guides from were doing kind of a commentary on their live gameplay and how they figured it out live. And it was very chaotic to actually watch and really frustrating. And it took Andy quite some time to kind of figure out what they were doing. And I was like, it doesn't make sense. So I found Ibontis did a fantastic guide that he'd gone through, he'd done his playthrough, but he'd kind of taken screenshots of like the clock, for example, and gone, right, my partner said this, I said this is how it kind of works out. And it made more sense to actually do the guide afterwards and have it explained as this is what you kind of need to do, or this is what you kind of need to do, rather than kind of watch a guide of somebody playing it and then them explaining it as they're going, kind of trying to work it out as they're going through. So I will put it in the show notes, the Bontis video, because it worked fantastic for me to kind of understand. I'm not saying that Aztecross's didn't work, but it took Andy and me quite some time to figure out what they were kind of communicating to each other for what they kind of needed to do. Whereas the Bontis one was kind of, this is this, this is this, this is how you kind of do this. And it was like, that's amazing. Although it seemed to be the opposite way round of the way that Aztecross was explaining it. Because at one point I said to Andy, I said, you're telling me something and I'm telling you something, but we're both basically both saying the same thing, but it's like from a different perspective kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
and I swear Bontis has to be like the gold standard of, I'm going to play this enough times to be able to like walk you through with my eyes closed. So I can really like tell you exactly what you're doing and put it together in a way to really understand what's going on. That's not just like, because I know what you mean. Like watching something where it's live, we're like, we're here, we're over there, we're running here, we're running here. It's like, I don't know what I'm looking at. So you showing me, I did this thing, and then I went over here, then he does that thing. I'm like, it's times like this where I really wish, that I can't remember who I was talking to this week about, like, I miss, like, the Halo days of basically like having the Forge or having the theater and being like you can play an activity. Okay, or what? Maybe it was last week. I don't know.
We were talking about it last week, weren't we, on the show? About how these days would benefit from being able to have that Forge mode, so you'd be able to kind of pause it, do a top-down view, and say, right, this is over here. You need to go over here and do that. Yeah, so it makes sense to have something like that in Destiny, and we've seen that they can do it in their dev builds, but obviously we don't have access to that. But that would be fantastic to have things like that.
Yeah, that would make all of these things where it's like, where especially it's like, while I'm doing this, you have to be doing that, and I can't show you both perspectives simultaneously, or in a way that makes sense. Yeah, give me that top-down view, or give me some way to do it. To do a view to say, you're doing this, you're going over here, you're going over there. Yeah, we've been in the middle of a ridiculous heat wave, so my brain just fried. I was like, I was talking to somebody about this at some point in the last 7 to 10 business days, but who knows when or who.
Bro, you know they have such a thing called air conditioning, right?
They do, but then you have to go outside, and the outside is not air conditioned.
No. Well, no,
Oh,
no.
it depends on where you live.
It's the original air conditioning, but it just doesn't kind of function as good as kind of electric air conditioning.
Yeah, it's real broken outside.
But yeah, we managed to get through the Duel Destiny. And at the end, I mean, I won't spoil it for anybody because everybody else has kind of been. But I chose to do one thing, and I swear he chose to do something else. And
Sounds legit.
yeah. And I was like, I told him what I was doing, and he was like, "You're doing that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I think he chose something else. And I'm like, well, that's not fair.
I mean,
He came off worst. I'm just saying that because I had my infinite blocking sword build on me.
I don't know what you're doing. I'm going to stand over here and just go, come at me.
Yeah, that's basically what he do.
Basically, yeah, what I did, yeah. But yes, I got my exotic class item and I was quite meh. It wasn't amazing. I got, what did I get on my class item? Spirit of Ophidian. So weapons ready very quickly. And I had Spirit of Contact, which is damaging a target with a powered melee causes all nearby targets to suffer lightning strikes and become jolted. And I was like, okay. And I said to him,
the lightning one was not great. I heard you want the Syntheseps and the one that makes things go boom. This is what I heard.
Well, and I said to my good friend Andy, 13, I said, Andy, should we go back through it? Now we know what we're doing. Should we go back through it? And he was like, I'm never doing that again.
What?
I know.
Bro, it's so easy.
That's what I thought. After you've gone through it and you actually know how kind of all the puzzles and all the kind of mechanics work, it is quite simple. And as long as you've got the same kind of partner or somebody that knows what they're doing, and I was like, okay. Yeah. And he went, what I'd like to do is go to the Pale Heart and do kind of the overthrow missions and just open chests in the overthrow to see how quickly we can kind of get another class item. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So we went and did some testing, and I think it was roughly about 40 chests that we kind of did. And we put like our wombo combo on our ghost to see if we can detect other chests around the area that we could kind of just pick up. So you know the darkness chests that you can kind of get, and you do the little different kind of missions to kind of get a pyramid shape out of them. We did those, and we opened up region chests, and we actually kind of did overthrow missions, and it was about 40 in total. He got his. I'd opened this darkness chest and just got nothing out of it. He went over to it, and he got his class item. And then I literally walked over to a region chest that was just sitting over the other side, picked it up, and I got my class item. So I think at some point we missed. One of us kind of opened up an extra chest that the other one missed because we were kind of running around in big circles. So that was kind of the weird thing, is that it sounds like it's all kind of around the same amount of time that you're kind of wandering around the Pale Heart and doing kind of overthrow and kind of opening up chests.
Yeah, that's why I heard. So I figured, I need to run the mission at least once to have unlocked an exotic class item. And then, because I'd heard you can get them from opening the overthrow chest. And that was my question: is did you need to do like the overthrow activities?
Well, we did the activities, and we open up just like the region chest that you kind of normally just get glimmer and bits out of. So mine was just kind of just the region chest that was just sitting there in the corner. With at the moment you can just kind of get glimmer out of. So that was quite nice to see that it was just a region chest, and he just opened up the darkness chest. But then I think we kind of carried on playing a few more overthrows. But it was just weird that we kind of both got them around the same time. So it looks like it's kind of on that kind of rotation of you have to open X number of chests before you're guaranteed to get one in the overthrow or in the Pale Heart.
Nice. Because again, like I've seen people this week saying, you can get them from the overthrow activities, but I wasn't. Everyone was like, well, how many does it take? And of course, everyone was like, well, I got mine in 2 seconds. I got mine in 40,000 chests. So I assume it's like everything else. It's random to some degree, but
it was around 40.
At least you have a chance to get them. Okay.
People said it was about 40. So it was around 40 that we kind of started getting them. And my second one that I got was Spirit of Innermost Light. So using an ability empowers the other two abilities, granting them improved energy regeneration.
Nice.
with Spirit of the Horn. So your barricade unleashes a blast of solar energy that scorches targets. So I'm thinking, do a melee or throw out a grenade and then just use the Spirit of the Horn, because that would just wipe out somebody really quickly in PvP.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
well, if you'd like to go try to catch them all, I saw someone link to a site
It's
that
small.
every time I see it, I forget it exists.
Blueberries?
Blue.engram, or I'm sorry,
Oh.
other way around. Engram.Blue, who knew that .blue was a top level domain these days. But if you go to Engram.Blue, there's a number of tools there, but one of them is called Catch 'em All. You know, Pokemon style. And you go there and you get the log in with your Bungie account, like Dim
I'm
and
doing it now. I'm doing
every
it
single
right
other
now.
site in the entire world that uses your Destiny credentials. And then so I have three grids of exotic class items. All mine are empty because I haven't run it yet. But I'm what it appears to be is hey, I have 0 of 64 collected. I'm assuming if you have some, it's got an x-axis and a y-axis of here's the one roll on one side, one roll on the other side, and it will sort of punch out as you've gotten things. It will show you what you've gotten, show you what's available. So if you're sitting here going, I don't know what my options are, this will show it to you, and also it'll say, if you're going, I've gotten a bunch, but I don't remember what they all are, this will sort of knock them out, and there's one sort of grid per each character. So if you're trying to keep track of what those are, there was also a really nice crafting guide, because I have been sort of looking for a real easy one-pager of show me what, how many shapes do I have on my different, crafted items? Or am I 1 of 5? Am I 4 of 5? What should I?
That is amazing. Yes.
Put things into? So it has a crafting, Engram.Blue/crafting. And again, it shows you everything. And there's even a nice little checkbox you can hit for don't show me the raid ones, where it'll still list all the raids. Because I'm just going, well, I haven't done any of these raids. So of course I'm at 0 of 5 on all of them. But it'll show me really nicely in one page, hey, here's all the final shape weapons. Here's the exotic quests. Here's the echoes. And if you do have something crafted, it'll show you what level it is. So it'll be like, oh, hey, here's your Callus Mini Tool, level 82. Here's your, Outbreak Perfected, level 20. So if you have crafted something, it'll show you what, I assume if you have more than one, it's the higher of the two, but it'll show you if you have it crafted, what level it's at. Or if you have, if you've been trying to collect patterns or just don't remember what patterns you have. I'm sure this information is elsewhere, but this is a really nice one page of everything broken down by source. Presage or Final Shape or the different raids or the episodes, the Echo episode or the Season of the Wish. So this was really nice to find and go, I'm sure this has been here for forever because I went to go add Engram.Blue to my, Destiny bookmarks. And of course it's already there. So I'm sure we've mentioned this 6 dozen times before, but I keep forgetting it exists. So I'm mentioning it again. And there's a handful of other tools there, but I think the Catch 'em All one is new, with the exotic class items. So yeah, there's also a King's Fall Rune Chest Helper, a Vault Quiz, look up information in the Clarity database, and a wish list browser. So if you're going, hey, I've got I'm trying to get this weapon. What do different people recommend? You can sort of enter the weapon name, and it'll give you a bunch of different people's god rolls. So helpful things.
It's really helpful. The sad thing is that my pocket rocket sidearm is up to level 48, and all I've done is use that gun. I'm just
Why is that sad?
Well, just that I just can't put it down. I managed to get
that means it's a good gun. I'm not hearing the sad part.
That just means you have more vault space now because you can delete other things you're not using.
No, but you say that
other calls, yeah.
But my vault space, I'm doing well with my vault space. You'd be proud of me. I've got 70 spaces in my vault. How cool is that? And
so that means you've maxed out your vault and then used an additional 30 of the new one.
No. Yes. Yeah. Max out. But to be honest, most of those are ergo sums because I've got about 30 of them.
God.
Here's an ergo sum. Here's an ergo sum. Here's an ergo sum. Yep. Do you want an ergo sum? Here's an ergo sum. Oh, and I'm like, I'll take all the ergo sums and then we'll look at them once I've got all of them. Now, it's a bit of a shame that Blue Engrams doesn't give me a checkbox for all of those. We've got every different kind of combination.
That's the next tool we need.
Yeah, that's the next tool we need.
So in Engram.Blue request, give us the same thing for ergo sums. Show me all the different frames, flavor, and different perks I can get. And show me the 400,000 varieties of those.
Yeah.
I don't need
Or-
all of the exotic class items. I just need the one that I've been running. And people are upset because I've got both of the
Well, then you're all
hunter
set.
melee god rolls, but I haven't got the super god roll yet. Meaning the god roll for using your supers is. I confuse myself. But yeah, everybody else is getting that except me, and it hurts my feelings.
Well, you're the punchy class now, so enjoy your new punchy class identity, because that's
Boy, do I.
in the world of Destiny. That's all you can be. You can punch things, but that's all you can do. So enjoy.
But yeah. So what else does it do besides that tracking thing you were talking about? Is it just that? That's its whole identity.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like, again, like mine's empty, so I can't really play with it. But it looks like again, like if you're just trying to see what the roles are, or trying to remember, did I ever get this to drop on this character? I assume again, as you get these, it'll start punching them out, or at least letting you know, hey, does this role exist? Because I'm sitting here going, I've heard lots of words, but I haven't really looked at any of them because I'm going, I have none of them yet. When I start getting them, then I'll start caring about them. So then I'll start playing with it and going, what will the game give me? Then what can I play with it? But I really enjoyed the crafting one because I'm always going, do I need one of these? I've got a thing I can throw into this gun, but do I need to? As I'm looking at every sniper rifle, going, you haven't completed this one yet. Yeah, I know. I'm never going to. It's nice too because you can also sort them by, in addition to like source in the game, you can sort them by like source or slot. I'm sorry, like type of weapon or slot. So if you're like, hey, have I gotten all the auto rifles, or have I gotten all the glaives unlocked? It'll break those down, by every spot in the game you can get one and show you all of those together. Because I don't enjoy going to the relic and going, okay, do I have this? Do I have this? Do I have this? Because I want to be able to craft everything. May never craft it, but at least I want the option. So yeah, good tool, good fun.
Yeah, it is.
So what else have you guys been doing this week in good old Destiny land?
Well, we did see a picture in our Discord of Respawn completing the 12-man Excision Grandmaster version of the Excision mission.
Basically, as soon as it came out, that was nutty.
That mission. Now, I know I said it last week on the show of like Bungie just giving us that little blurb of, oh, it's out next week. At some point, Bungie, you are going to have to start telling people details about these things that you're kind of putting in. No, Peroty.
They absolutely will not. They will refuse. As someone who's spent much of this week running around going, is this broken? Am I doing it wrong? No, Bungie doesn't have to tell us, and they will never tell us anything. Nah. They're going to go, here's a thing, figure it out, peasants.
Yeah.
Legitimately, yeah.
If you thought going to the Fireteam Finder, and it's in the Fireteam Finder, it takes you a while to kind of find it. I believe you have to kind of go to like seasons, look for. Weirdly, Lightfall is above the final shape in the kind of click down boxes. I clicked on the top one, thinking, "Oh no, I'll just go." Oh yeah, camp. And I clicked on Lightfall. I'm thinking, "What? Where? What? No, oh no, it's below that." So found final shape, went to it, Excision Grandmasters, and mine turned into a game this week of how many times can I join an LFG version of this Grandmaster before everybody dips? Because we didn't even get past the first area. And I think I put it in the chat. I was talking to Noble about it. I was like, the fastest one I had was something like 15 seconds. The guy got the group together. I think this was even in the description. Must know what you're doing. Was really kind of, this is this. There are champions. Everybody's got to be ready. We get to the kind of point where he summons everybody to the fire team. Nobody's talking.
Communication breaks down. Yeah.
No, nobody's talking. In every single one of these LFGs that I did this week, nobody was talking. So that was always a good sign. So I literally on my phone, I did a stopwatch, and because it, and I was like, the first one I kind of jumped into.
It's not funny, man.
The first one I jumped into, I didn't know what to expect. But after I got killed, literally within the first couple of seconds of trying to grab the flag, I was like, okay, I need to get the sword out and block to start off with and put a shield up so everybody else can get the flag. So I knew what I was doing after I got killed the first time. But literally 15 seconds, this guy kind of
fire team.
15 seconds, this guy kind of loaded in, saw what was happening, and just went, nah, I'm out. And that was it. We'd kind of, I think nobody, barely anybody's feet touched the ground It was just like, they loaded in, and everybody's like, Guardian down, Guardian down, Guardian down. This guy just went, nope, I'm going back to orbit, and then just disbanded everything else.
Oh yeah, I was watching. I think it was Fallout. I can't remember if it was him live or I think it was him doing a video of like him like loading in with 12 people who at least had a vague clue what they were doing.
Yeah,
and even then it was like they loaded in. I think 3 people were down like immediately. Like their boots touched the ground. 3 people dead. I was like, what
I don't think helps is that when people do start, people that don't know what's happening, so they get in and they start shooting at the enemies that are just in front of the flag. Now, if you don't shoot the enemies, you've got more of a chance to put up a barricade before you can grab or put a flag down to grab the flag, or a warlock put a kind of rift down or whatever to kind of mitigate some of that. And in some of the posts, it was quite funny because somebody's put, we're moving from left to right, or we're moving from right to thingy.
Yeah.
And you'd think everybody had read that, kind of signing up for it. No, there was like 3 people that shuffled off to the left to kind of do whatever they wanted to go. And then everybody else just died in that central area. And I was like, this is just so funny. Because I had to laugh. In the end, I had to laugh because I thought, I'm not going to get through this. So I might as well just turn this into a game of how many LFGs can I join and how long is it before we kind of disband?
It's not a fun way to look at it, bro. What?
To the point where I was the last Guardian standing with my sword, because I just had my sword build, and I was just like walking up the battlefield with my sword build, taking all this damage. And I was thinking that if I'm standing in the middle of the field and everything is shooting at me and I'm not taking damage, hopefully that will give people behind. No, they all just died anyway, and it was like Guardian down, and then we slowly running out of res tokens. And I was the last Guardian standing. I was thinking, well, if I can start building up some of these, no, they just went to orbit. I was like, okay, we're not even going to try.
If we can come up with a plan, nope, no plan. Got it.
No plan. Back to orbit. Disband. So yes, it does have modifiers, and where's my thing here? So I have written it down what it actually does entail. So if you just bear with me a second, I've gone through loads of these different things this week.
Just having a great old time right now.
I'm just here going, because this is something I'm legitimately excited to go do. I just need to find time to do it. And I was going to go LFG it because I was like, I can collect some people, but collecting 11 other eggs to put in this particular basket would take some work and some planning. I just want to set foot into it and just go, how long do we make it before we die immediately? Do you guys
ever want a tip on how to make it easier for y'all? Like legit?
Find 11 competent people?
No,
yes.
I mean,
well, yeah.
Aside from that, because we had the group that I was in was not competent, right? People kept dying all the time. But a couple of us knew that we had to take the time to go farm the champions, because you can farm champions. They never stop spawning. And you can keep getting those reses back. Right?
Yeah.
So, and the thing about it is we're over there. It's like me and like 4 or 5 other guys just farming champions, and we don't know what everyone else was doing. But every time we'd kill 3 or 4 champions, 5 people would die. Just Guardian down. I'm like, oh my god! And one of the dudes that was over there farming with us goes, "This doesn't work. If you use up the reses faster than we can get."
He's like, just as much fun.
You don't have to kill them, but at least stay alive. So we had to drag them all over. We got about 15 reses, give or take, and then we went to go kill the boss. But here's the thing. Also, I am convinced people are sighting in whenever they're doing DPS. You don't need to. It's got a huge crit spot. You don't need to sight in. Even with a sniper, you don't need to sight in, right? So people are sighting in, and you can tell because he telegraphs the hell out of his attacks, right? You have plenty of time to move, and yet they just stand there and Guardian down, just multiple Guardian downs all at once. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
I did see a Cheese Forever video this week giving people a tip of literally, if you want to sight in and use your sniper rifle, do that, but do your shots and then just jump back off the platform when you know that the boss is going to do his DPS. Jump down, get your buff of from Saint 14 in his bubble, and then jump back up, because by the time you've done that, the boss has done his attack, and you can then start your DPS again. And if you do that every single time, get your shots off, jump back down, get your buff, jump back up, the hand thing of kind of passed, and you won't have Guardians down. So that was a good tip from Cheese. But I will tell you, it's Grandmaster difficulty. The maximum effective level is 2020, and it does raise other Guardians up. So
to within 5 of the highest. They don't all get the same level. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if you find somebody in your group that is a high level, it will kind of bring you up to near enough their level as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah, because that's the thing I saw, and I was like, okay, I was like, someone will bring me up to a level high enough, because again, I'm nowhere near 2000, let alone 2020. I was like, oh, yeah, if we find that one high level person, we'll at least have a chance to stay alive and do damage.
Well, that was the one thing I was looking for in the LFGs, is like, who's running the show? Is it somebody that is at like 2000 or 2005 that we've all got a bit of a chance of being brought up? So that was one of my criteria.
I'm 1623, and I'm going to lead us to no.
Yeah. It says you will face enemies with arc, solar, void, and strand shields. But I'm pretty sure there's prismatic in there as well. Is there prismatic as well, Respawn? But it doesn't say there is. Prismatic shields.
No. I mean, no.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. The Grandmaster, no. Yeah, they had the invincible dudes. You got to pop the prismatic. Sorry, yeah, that's what you meant.
Well, yeah.
I'm like prismatic shield, but you mean the invincible dudes? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, the invincible dudes, because they have a prismatic shield. So you either need to be on a prismatic subclass, or you need to stand in the pool of prismatic stuff. But it doesn't say on the actual kind of director. Contest mode, which caps your power level to make enemies more of a challenge. Join in progress is disabled, so you have to kind of start it as a 12-man activity. There will be extra champions, and as we know, there's way more champions. They just kind of
infinite, way more, infinite, and they will come up to you. Some of them will stay off in their own little area and just
and
right?
Some of them will run at you.
And the ones that run to you are the overlords, overloads,
overlords,
the worst ones, you know. So they're like, "Oh, you don't want to come to me? Got you, bro. I'm gonna come to you." It's like, no, just stay there. Ah. Damn it.
Not interested in your hugs. Oh.
So yeah, if extinguish, so if you're fighting falls in a restricted zone, your team is returned to orbit, and most of it is a restricted zone as well. It does say limited revives, and normally in a Grandmaster it's up to a maximum of 20, but I believe that you can get more revives the more champions you down. Is that correct, Respawn?
Yeah, infinite revives as long as you take the time to kill the champions between boss phases. Now, that's only accurate until you get to the last boss phase, where it's infinite boss phase, meaning the boss phase just won't end until you have to pop out your ghost, right?
Yeah.
Once you get there, you can't get any more revives. That's it. You know, it's.
I thought there was a champion that did pop up every now and then.
There might be. I didn't see one. Honestly,
but you probably weren't looking for one.
Well, yeah, we were doing the DPS, and basically, as people were dying, I think by the time we finished, there was just like 4 of us left on the platform. The 4 of us that note that, hey, he's going to attack. Look for his attacks. Jump off the platform.
Yeah.
You know.
So you've got Barrier, Unstoppable, and Overload champions in there.
All of them.
But you have overcharged weapons, so weapons overcharged from the seasonal artifact are active in the activity, and kinetic weapons do increased damage when your subclass element matches an active surge. And there's 2 weekly surges giving you a 25% increase to 2 elements damage output. And I'm not sure if they rotate because we're still in the first week, because I think this first week it's like arc and stasis, and I think that goes with some of the other rotations that we've kind of got. And I'll go through that in a bit with you guys, because where I've been writing down all the different kind of rotations each day for surges, for kind of shields and things, there's so many kind of like rotations that kind of go in a specific order, and then some just kind of go, hey, we're going to go over here, no, we're going to go over there, we're going to go over here, and it's really weird. So you can't predict some of these things. So the surges may be kind of set in stone like they are with certain activities, but it may be one of those things that goes with the weekly surge. So I don't know at the moment. And the same with the overcharged weapons. You'll get 2 overcharged weapon types. And I think this week, isn't it glaives and machine guns? Something ridiculous like that. Why would you use a glaive? But machine guns, I can totally understand. But again, some of the kind of strikes and like the onslaught missions and things are kind of on a weekly rotation with like what the overload weapons or overcharged weapons are. And last week they were 2 different weapons, and this week I believe it is glaives and machine guns. So again, the Excision mission may kind of just go with like the weekly rotations. So, But that's all the information I've got for you. So you need to have a fire team that communicates. You need to be aware of all these different things. And hopefully, like Respawn, you're able to kind of get some stuff. What did you get from it, Respawn? Anything
You get
exciting?
the catalyst for the Ergo Sum.
And what does that do?
Yeah.
When you're
What bonus?
when you cause damage with your transcendent grenades, you get ammo back for the Ergo Sum.
Is it lots of ammo?
Interesting. So
It's 3 ammo per like rotation of the damage. Hold on, let me check. Where's my sword at?
So it's one. So yeah, I was wondering what they would do for a catalyst because obviously there's a bunch of different roles with the bunch of different perks and flavors and everything. So it's more ammo when you do damage.
Yeah,
That works.
and again, let's emphasize damage because you don't need to kill. You just need to damage
Okay,
to get
cool.
the ammo. Yeah.
Then the robots or the wolf pack rounds.
Transcendence, throw your hunter grenade on him that just sits there and does damage, and you keep getting 3 ammo back per pop to your ergo sum. Excuse me.
Nice.
Yeah, it is pretty good. And I've let my grenade go, and like if you just let the grenade sit, I've gotten 12 ammo back just from tagging somebody with a grenade.
Very nice. So,
Yeah,
so you don't even need. So
pretty good.
it's not damage with the sword. Is it just damage? Period. Full stop.
Damage
Or is it damage with the ergo sum?
No, hold on. So there's a couple of different things. The seasonal modifier you can get from the Hunter's Journal, the blade stamina, you have to get kills with that equipped to replenish ammo with the ergo sum. That's the mod. Now, the catalyst, all you have to do is damage something with a grenade. You can sit there and not do anything and just throw a grenade and get ammo back for the sword. Including if the sword is completely empty on ammo, throw a grenade, you'll start to get ammo. Yeah, you don't need to damage anything with the sword with the catalyst to get ammo back with your grenade.
So is there any reason why you want to kind of do that every week? Or is it's just a one and done? You've got the catalyst.
You get a if you care I'm having a stroke. If you're under light, then you can go in there and get a prime Engram too. So
okay. Or Pinnacle, whatever it is.
Pinnacle, Pinnacle, not Prime.
Do you get a guaranteed red bordered weapon as well?
You get a guaranteed ergo sum. I don't think you get a guaranteed red border. I've only done it the once. I happen to have gotten a red border. I think. I think look at my screenshot, I think I did.
I think you get a guarantee. You get a guaranteed red bordered weapon. You get the catalyst, and I believe you get a pinnacle or powerful engram to kind of get you up.
Well, there you go.
And I'm hoping that that's kind of every week that you can kind of get those. Otherwise, there's no incentive for everybody to kind of continually do the Grandmaster Excision. What's the point?
Why are you rolling your tongue when you say Grandmaster? Grandmaster. What is happening right now?
Because that's how he rolls. Are you new here? Again, this is not a new thing.
But I mean, whatever. Okay,
still not new.
What I'd also like to see is that once you've kind of got your ergo sum, if you kind of do that 12-man Grandmaster, is that they give you another way of getting the class items. So maybe if you've already unlocked the class items, it gives you a guaranteed class item. So you could play it over and over again during the week and get class items from. So that would be nice if they incorporated that as well. Or if they gave people a different avenue to go and get a class item initially. So if people, because there was a lot of kind of controversy over the Duel Destiny thing, and
it's not hard though. There shouldn't be any controversy.
I know
the controversy isn't the hard. The controversy was why do I have to do this with another person? Because some people have no friends or antisocial. That was the thing. To the point where someone, and I wish I had grabbed the link and I've lost it now. Someone on Reddit, like in the Destiny subreddit, which is pure salt. Anyway, came on to complain and moan about having to do it with another person, blah blah blah, and then in nature is healing kind of way, came back later on and was like, guys, I was wrong. Like I played this with another person. They were really patient with me. They took me through it. We had a really good experience, and I really enjoyed playing it. It's like, see, there are good people in the world. You can go play things and have fun with them. I just don't default to salt. Just go play. Go play first, and then judge it from the experience, not just because
I have to do this
activity.
Hey, don't call me out. I ain't do nothing this week. Leave me alone.
Not this week. normally when there's patch notes and it says, "Oh, this has been nerfed," you're like, "Ah," and like play it first, then come back. I bet you've forgotten all of the issues that you raised before the final shape.
Nope, still have them.
Well, what are they?
Right, how much time do we have?
We've got as much time as you need.
I don't want to talk about it.
Exactly. But that's the thing, isn't it? I think people don't like Bungie forcing them to do something that they will probably enjoy doing or find somebody that will help them do something.
I thought one of you two mentioned that it's in the
Fireteam Finder.
That yes,
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. To quote the Mr. Nitedemon in our Patreon chat this week, saying, "Word to the wise: Fireteam Finder 12 Guardian Excision GM is not the way to go."
That's right. You did say that.
It's not.
Is it? Yes. Do you want it? Nah.
Further on, I turned it into a game. Tell me how long it took for the fire team leader to either quit or take his orb and disband. Under 15 seconds was the best. It was like, nope, not for me. I'm turning the ship around and going home.
Did you ever get it done at all? You
No,
probably said that, but I zoned out. I'm sorry.
No, I haven't done it yet. It's one of those things. That's why I thought I'm not going to bother with that for now. I'm just going to go off and do my warlock and get my warlock through the campaign and do all those things, and then get my hunter through, and then I can go off and play the rest of the game and enjoy it. And
part of me was thinking, "Oh, I'll help you out," but then the other part of me is like, "But I don't want to." I've already got the thing.
And the funny thing is, I immediately swapped off the build that I had with my warlock onto prismatic because it kind of synergized with what I was what I was using beforehand, which was with the osmiomancy gloves, so that I kind of, if I use the I had the turret thing and I was throwing out the turrets, and I'm like, well, that kind of works with the prismatic because you've got the aspect that kind of works with that, and then I can just change other things around that I want to kind of use with it. So that's what I did. And yeah, just freezing everything. Whereas the Titan build, yes, I can still use the strongholds with prismatic, but it works better with the Banner of War, which isn't included in the prismatic kind of kit. And I wish it was, but hey, maybe they'll add it. Maybe they'll go, you know what, Titans, will give you that. And then that would be amazing.
Yeah, well, I mean, they said, didn't they say that they were going to add more later? Like,
yes.
This is just the beginning? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but later, like a year from now, later.
Well,
and
not
I wanted
necessarily
to use your sword build. Go ahead. What?
Not necessarily years, but on the Fireteam chat that I will put in the show notes that Ben Womack was on this week, he did allude to the fact that they are going to build more into prismatic and add more aspects and fragments down the line. And he did say also that the Dread are sticking around, so they will be a faction that we will see in the future as well. There were so many more other kind of nuggets in there,
Squirrel.
So go and check that out.
79 strange coins?
Who's got 79?
No, I have 99, but like, also the fact that we're capped at 99 strange coins, the hell? Anyway,
you've got 99 problems. And
a strange coin happens to be one of them right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this.
Well, I mean,
does this say 79 strange coins to buy this really crappy rolled Hinterland Cowl Artifice armor? 79.
Don't buy it then. Just leave it.
No, that's ridiculous. If something's going to cost almost all the strange coins you can carry, you need to have more than just 99 strange coins. That's bonkers.
It would be worth it if it was a class item, wouldn't it?
Can we go back to earlier where someone complained about the Artifice armor being garbage and why would you even bother?
Flashback.
He has Artifice armor.
Did you see the roll? It's awful.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Well, no, I didn't buy it, but let's say if it wasn't,
just wants to reiterate it because he's now visited Xur.
79 strange coins. I mean, I knew it was there because I had seen it. I just didn't see the cost. The cost is ridiculous.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I mean, to be fair, they're handing you Artifice armor, where you can get it by doing a Master Dungeon or playing competitive PvP up to, I don't remember what it's not a super high level, but like it's enough games to be ranked and move up a level or two. And they may,
gold, wasn't it? I think you had to be in gold to get it.
Yeah, you had to be in gold.
And I didn't manage it last season, so.
No, yeah. I was flirting with gold, but like you have to be gold and then like win a certain number of games, and I never quite got to that threshold. Again, I didn't spend a lot of time with it, but Yeah, I mean, they're letting you just buy artifice armor. So I mean, I'm happy if you're gonna let me buy a thing, because I can go earn more materials, sir. I can go back into the
but it needs to be
fields and
worth
go
it, though.
come back and
If
stuff.
we're going to spend resources to purchase a thing,
If
the
I'm going to
thing
buy
needs to be
artifice
worth
armor,
it.
it's artifice armor. It's worth it. If it's a good roll and I'm buying artifice armor, it's worth it.
Exactly.
Like,
If it's a good roll, that's my point.
Well, yeah. Well, don't
It's
buy
not.
well, then don't buy the bad roll. So why do you care? You walk into the
Because I want
store.
it to be a good roll.
You
Damn
walk
it.
into the store and see a PS5 and go, "That's really expensive. I'm not going to buy it." Well, you weren't going to buy it anyway. Well, then what does it matter what it costs?
You just wanted
I
to
would have
complain
bought
about
it if it was a good if it was a good roll, man.
Well,
I
yeah.
don't want to
Well,
just complain about it. That's nutty boo boo.
you want to complain about it and buy it when it's good.
Yes. Don't put me in a world of ore, man. That's offensive.
So, shall I tell you guys what's happening in the rotation for next week? Hopefully, what's happening in the rotation for next week.
Yeah, as far as you know.
Well, as far as Bungie tell me. This is your weekly rundown of the final shape, week 4, starting on June 25th. This week sees the third week of the first act of episodes, Echoes. The story progresses as Guardians continue to investigate what the Vex are up to deep in the bowels of Nessus. In the Pale Heart, the exotic mission Duel Destiny is available for teams of 2 Guardians. You can grab a friend or use the in-game Fireteam Finder to find a buddy, and farm the mission to earn as many new prismatic exotic class items as you like. This mission does require some communication and cooperation mechanics to complete. The Final Shape's cooperative focus campaign mission this week will be Ascent. The 12 Guardian Match-Made Excision mission is also available next to the raid for a weekly pinnacle, and the Grandmaster version of Excision will grant you a guaranteed red border Final Shape weapon, the Ergo Sum Catalyst, and a pinnacle engram. The featured Onslaught map this week will be Midtown, with a Field Razor Tormentor kicking off the boss rotation. For our Legacy rotation, the Dreaming City this week is at a strong curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in Ria Silvia, and has the Dark Monastery mission for the next week. The Blind World features Taken Enemies and the Plague, Einam Mina. The Ascendant Challenge will be the Keep of Owned Edges over in the Harbinger's Seclude. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is in the Deep, the Trove Guardian is located in the Hellmouth, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Fallen Council in Archer's Line. Nightmare hunts Sidron, Servitude, Tanix, Isolation, and Scolus, Pride. On Europa this week, Praxis the Technocrat will be the Empire Hunt, Cadmus Ridge will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Safeguard. Days of Eternity Expert difficulty rounds are Hive, Vex, and Valister Arc. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Perfectus armor set will be available in Days of Eternity with Weapon Set 2. Scathelock, Extraordinary Rendition, Brass Attacks, Threaded Needle, Code Duello, Imperial Needle, Far Future, Honor's Edge, Distant Terminus, Interference 6, Shepherd's Watch, and Annual Skate. The Witch Queen weekly story mission is The Communion, Altar of Reflection's Choice, and Altar of Reflection's Pact. The Lightfall weekly mission is Desperate Measures, the Partition mission will be Hard Reset, and the Vex incursion will be Liming Harbour. This week sees the master version of the Salvation's Edge raid become available for any Guardian looking for an extra challenge. The Kurota's End raid challenge this week should be the first encounter Enter the Abyss, called Conservation of Energy. The Root of Nightmares raid challenge this week is the second encounter, Scission, called Crossfire. The Kingsfall raid challenge this week is the third encounter, Golgoroth, called Gaze Amaze. The Vow the Disciple challenge this week is the third encounter, the Upender, called Defense is Down. The Deep Zone Crypt challenge this week is the first encounter, Crypt Security, called Red Rover. The Garden of Salvation challenge this week is the third encounter, Consecrated Mine, called Staying Alive. And the Last Wish challenge this week is the third encounter, Morgoth, called Forever Fight. Your pinnacle raid will be the Vault of Glass over in the Legends tab, with all challenges available for each encounter, with the Exotic Fusion Rifle Vex Mythoclast being farmable from the final boss. The pinnacle dungeon will be the Shattered Throne over on the Dreaming City, and the Exotic Mission Rotator will be Starcrossed over in the Legends tab, with the Wishkeeper Exotic Bow being the main reward. The exotic missions, the Whisper and Zero Hour, will also be available in the Legends tab. This week's challenges are Scratch the Surface 3, Research and Development 3, Reach for the Stars, Aggressive Exploration 2, Echo Challenger Act 1, Expert Sector, Grandmaster, and Spark Defender. Lost Sectors, Tuesday the Forgotten Deep in the Pale Heart, Wednesday Perdition on Europa, Thursday Bunker E15 on Europa, Friday Concealed Void on Europa, Saturday the Conflux on Nessus, Sunday Thrillerdrome on Neptune, and Monday Hydroponics Delta on Neptune. Our fourth featured Nightfall will see the return of the Grandmaster Nightfalls, which should see us face off against Saber 2 in the Fallen Saber over on the Cosmodrome. But Bungie have said that it should be a repeat of the first week's Nightfall, with us facing off against Belmont in the Glassway over on Europa, with the Izanami RR4 Sniper being the featured weapon. The 6v6 Control playlist will be Control, Rift in the Party Relentless playlist, Countdown in the 3v3 playlist, and 2v2 Clash in Crucible Labs, with Trials of Osiris at the weekend. plus bonus Vanguard ranks and Nightfall rewards available all week long. And that's it for the 4th week of the final shape.
Which is subject to change, as we've noticed.
Well, that's the thing. Like last week, they put the little flash up on the screen. This is what's going to be available this week in Destiny, and they said the Starcross mission that we had, I think it was last season, that was in the Helm, was going to be in the exotic mission rotator. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It will probably be put in the Legends tab, you'd think. And I went there this week to double check to make sure that Starcross was there, if there was any kind of modifiers, if what the weapons were going to be, kind of, because there's a weapon set that normally kind of comes along with it, and I wanted to kind of go into it and play it and see what the weapon set was, so I could jot it down and make notes for like future videos and things. And it's the Node Override Avalon exotic mission that we had, which was on, I believe, on the EDZ, with no pinnacle attached to it. And I was like, somebody messed up, because that's not what you told us it was going to be.
They wouldn't do that to us, Nitedemon. They wouldn't tell us one thing and then have it be something different. No, that's never happened.
No. So, and again, the pop-up came up this week, and it said that the Starcrossed exotic mission was going to be the featured exotic mission this week coming up. And I'm crossing my fingers that it is that mission. And there is a pinnacle attached to it. And it's there in the Legends tab. So hopefully that will be there. And
so
the other thing,
if you wanted to look to see what the exotic mission was in game, how would you do that?
You'd go to the Legends tab.
So in the Legends tab, there's nothing lit up that says Prime Engram. Oh, not Prime. Damn it, Pinnacle.
No, that's what I'm saying. This week it says Node Override Avalon, and it should have a Pinnacle next to it. But because I think it was meant to be the Starcross mission, and somebody hasn't pushed the button, it's not the right one. It should be Starcross.
So you haven't tried running it to see if that in fact was the case?
Well, it's not. It's Node Override.
Well, it sounds like Respawn should try to run it and see if that's the case.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the same person responsible for making sure when you went to start trials that it asks you for the final shape versus Lightfall ownership. Because someone forgot to press that button too. They've since pressed the button, and now the buttons have been pressed, but someone forgot to press that one as well. And they were like, we're working on it. Whoopsie.
And as I kind of explained in what's happening this upcoming week, that it should be the Fallen Saber Strike. And we're getting the GMs back. So the Grandmasters are coming back this week on Tuesday's reset. And it should, in the rotation, be the Fallen Saber. And then the following week, we should have the Liminally, which is the one with the Ahamkara that we did in the final shape. So you'll need the final shape for that one. But it should be.
I don't think it is, though.
No. Because this week, Bungie have decided we're going to go back to week 1 and we're going to tell you it's the Glassway for the GMs. And I'm like, that makes no sense. Why have we gone Glassway, Warden, Disgraced, Glassway?
Why not?
Because Stone Cold said so.
Because on the rotation, if you look in the triumphs, it says Glassway, Warden, Disgraced, Saber, Liminally, Exodus Down, the Psyops Battlegrounds, Cosmodrome, Insight Terminus, Devil's Lair, and then back to Glassway. So I'm confused. I'm really confused at what they're doing.
Yo, same.
It's going to be a something, and you're going to find out. It's going to be a surprise.
It's going to be something.
Or it'll go live and the node won't work at all, or the node will disappear at the reset and it'll just be gone. So I mean, you really never do know what's going to happen.
That's super not fun.
So I'm hoping somebody does push the button the following week, so we do get some Iron Banner, because I need some Iron Banner. And
do you though?
I do. I've missed it. It's been at least a month and a half.
And I see no downside.
There's PvP engrams to collect and PvP skins for the pitch perfect submachine gun to accrue, and I don't know, whatever the new Iron Banner weapons are that I've already forgotten about, but they'll be there and then I'll have them. and maybe they'll have some more banana themed things. Yes, please. Banana themes.
Oh my god!
I think there's definitely going to be a new emblem, which I think I have seen a picture of, which looks really, really cool. And they'll probably go over that next week in This Week in Destiny. And there's definitely a new shader. And normally we have a new shader for trials each season as well. And the beginning of Lightfall, they went over the 3 different kind of shaders that they were going to release over the year. And then Final Shapes hit, and we haven't got any news on what's in there. Same with kind of the exotic sparrow, the exotic ship, and the exotic ghost that were kind of available each year. Because if you play trials now, like I played last season, I was getting stuff from the previous year's kind of trial stuff. So if you play trials this season, you should get some of the stuff that was available in trials randomly to drop. Hopefully, I think it's when you get wins at the end of the match from Lightfall. So, and
Wins, you say?
includes that includes the shaders that were available. I think there was something like Glorious Patina. I can't remember the other two, but there was a really cool ship and really cool ghost and things. So yeah, hopefully at some point they do let us know, or somebody kind of shows us a picture, or I'll have a look into it and find out. But do you want to talk about this week in Destiny?
I suppose somebody should.
Okay.
So we have this week in Destiny for the 20th of June 2024, where we've got ArtStation, the Final Shape Art Blast, Raid and Dungeon updates, Grandmaster Nightfall's return next week, player support report, movies and art of the week. So I think my message to you was teeny tiny twab this week. So
we could make it big though.
We are excellent at that. So there's the art of the Final Shape, the epic environments, the fearsome looking dread, the elegant beauty of the prismatic subclass, all have one thing in common. They came from the mind of the incredibly talented artists. So basically they're pointing us over to ArtStation, which has a whole bunch of artwork from does it though?
It does, yeah.
I was like, I hit the link and I was like,
down.
yeah, I hit the link and it opened. Yeah, never mind. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. So yeah, lots of beautiful pictures, videos, renderings, lots of all the things. So if you're into the art of Destiny and maybe want to make your own Destiny playing cards, beautiful artwork there to go enjoy.
Yeah, really cool backgrounds in there as well, and videos.
Yeah, I have this. I keep collecting all these like backgrounds to use that I then never end up using because I'll find the one I like and then just stick with it forever. But I enjoy collecting them just like Pokemon. There's also a raid and a dungeon update, which should make all the raiders and the dungeoners happy.
Does it make Respawn happy? That's the key to this. Is that if it makes Respawn happy, the rest of the world will be happy.
I don't know. When I finish the raid, I might be able to have a more informed opinion.
He didn't start the show with that information, so I'm not sure if he knows what it is.
Nope.
That's unclear to me still.
Well, Respawn, the funny thing is, and I wasn't aware of this because it was only something that I was kind of noting down over the last couple of weeks, writing like notes of, like I was saying, all the different kind of surges and all the different kind of shields that we were kind of getting over the last couple of weeks with Vanguard strikes and raids and exotic missions and things. And week 1, we had a Void and Strand surge for the raids, all the raids. Week 2, we had Solar and Strand, and that was from day 1 to 6. And then in the last day, they changed it to Arc and Stasis. And then this week, I've got Arc and Stasis again. And then underneath that, I've just written removed LOL because I was like, this is what they said in the TWAB. Because apparently, it was something they introduced in the Final Shape, and they've decided they don't like that now. After 2.5 weeks of giving you kind of surges, they're like, no, that's it, but no more.
Oh, yeah, removing the surges, I did see that. But that's not new. That happened before the raid even started.
No, they are still currently in the game this week now as we were kind of talking.
Yeah,
but there are surges.
Yeah, but I said they were removing them from the raid.
Yes, raids and dungeons.
Yeah. They were disabled for the raid.
Yes,
they're removing them from the game entirely in the update coming next week.
If you go to any raid on the Director this week and the dungeons, they all have the same surges. So they will say Arc and Stasis. So you can go to any location. Yeah. If it's the Pinnacle or if it's not the Pinnacle, it's still got a surge on there. But they're saying that they kind of want to remove that.
Well, that's not great because first of all, if you look at all the raid bosses, they've increased the health pool by millions, if y'all weren't aware. And on top of that, they're taking away the surges. So it's they are going to. That's all I can say is just
they're going to change a few things to kind of equal out that power imbalance. Mm-hmm. So the Final Shape brought a few changes to the raids and dungeons experience. First, the difficulty tiers and power level caps were reworked, altering the difficulty for many power-enabled activities. And at the same time, surges were added to raids and dungeons, offering a damage boost for certain damage types on weekly rotation. And they've seen a lot of discussion and different numbers provided for how this impacts the raids and dungeons experience. So they wanted to give a first look at the clarification on the net changes for incoming and outgoing damage in raids and dungeons in the Final Shape. And they go through kind of the damage source and the power cap and the raids and the dungeons. So the outgoing is -5 power cap. It's -33% in the raids and +2% in dungeons. Outgoing plus surge is -5 and then -15 in raids, +28 in dungeons. Incoming is -5, +32% in raids and +17 in dungeons. And then incoming again is +15, +3%, and -8%. And I have no idea what any of that means.
Well, they do say in the upcoming change, they've decided to remove the surges from raids and dungeons in next week's updates, as well as adjust the tuning so you'll perform as if you had them across the board. This means the damage bonus will now be applied to all subclass damage types, including kinetic, by default. This change will make outgoing damage in dungeons higher and reduce the differences in raids compared to before the final shape. It does so while removing barriers to build crafting, and they'll continue to monitor feedback, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know what that means for the numbers either, but they're like, it seems like it's better because everyone was very upset about, the surges and the difficulty increases. But once they make this change, I'm sure we'll be back next week or the week after with people doing all the damage testing and going, so this was bad before and now it's less bad. Or maybe it's even good. Does that clear it up? Yep, Respawn's happy. Well, don't worry, because Salvation's Edge Master difficulty is also coming on June 25th. So that's a thing you'll be able to do. And also Grandmaster Nightfalls again, June 25th, with the Glassway, allegedly. They say in the 12th, Glassway. Will it really be the Glassway? Tune in to find out. We've also got issues with our player support report. There's just a little smiley face. Your Kvostov 7G0X issues. They're currently investigating issues with the acquisition of it. Players should keep the following information in mind when working to acquire this weapon. And there's lots of things. Because I'm sitting here going, you're giving me lots of materials. I'll figure out what these are all for later. So now we'll know. So modes of light. Players should ensure they have collected and placed all visions of the Traveler, in addition to defeating the overthrow bosses in each area. We additionally recommend players who only need to defeat the Taken Servitor boss in the Blooming attempt a kill a couple of times, including returning to orbit between runs. That was a boss they disabled was broken and they turned the whole thing off before. So sounds like it's still buggy. So basically keep trying and eventually it'll work. They're also aware of it.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get mine, but I had to kill that meatball multiple times. I didn't know about this fix. I was getting upset and I started to do the exotic class item runs because I was by myself. So I average about one exotic per overthrow ish. So I was doing that and I happened to have run into the meatball like 2 or 3 times. And one of those times he dropped the last moat for me and I was able to get my exotic moat. So yeah, it's highly inconsistent.
Keep trying and eventually you will succeed. They're also aware of an issue where the triumph that tracks which overthrow boss you've killed isn't functioning correctly. So the thing that's tracking isn't actually tracking. So players should not be using the triumphs as confirmation they've successfully defeated all unique overthrow bosses. So Bungie tried to tell us how we were doing on a quest step in a game, but it's broken. So it doesn't actually work to tell you. So that's modes of light. Yeah. So now the encryption bits that you've been picking up and collecting. Players should ensure they've collected all region chests in the Pale Heart in addition to searching all of the rubble piles in the cyst activities.
Now, the cyst activities, do you guys know what those are? Have you done those yet?
Yes. I haven't confirmed stuff.
So that thing, what happens is, let's say, one of mine was bugged for a long time. And Hurricane Project tried to help me by starting his. Because he could see his and I couldn't see mine. In the impasse, you know how you have the 2 birds that are just sitting on the ledge over there and you can pick one to go in? I had 0 birds. I was birdless. I was without.
That's because you hadn't finished doing whatever Micah.
I did do those. I had done them. I had done them because I was already on the Micah quest where you can repeat them to continue to get rolls. I did them all.
What I found is that sometimes that it's automatically selected you a bird so that the other bird isn't there.
Yeah, but then the other bird would be there. No, the other bird is there so you can
sometimes it isn't. And this is what I found.
That wasn't even the case because I completed that thing 3 or 4 times and the other bird still wasn't there. Oh, shit.
What if that bird won't hunt? What if you go to a bird, you walk up to the bird, and you're like, all right, bird, fly to the next thing. And the bird just sits there and goes, well, aren't you going to feed me? Aren't you doing anything? I encountered one where the bird just didn't go anywhere. The bird's just like, I'm going to sit here. And I'm very happy sitting here. Killed everything in the area, came back, left. Bird's like, no, I'm good right here. Yeah. So I was like, we're going to do you later then. So birds may be doing as birds want to do.
Indeed. There are bird shenanigans afoot.
Bird's gonna bird. So while you're doing your cyst activities or attempting to, and I will say, yeah, birds may be functioning as expected or not. They're aware of a separate issue where the triumphs for opening the region chests and searching the rubble piles can be unintentionally completed before you meet the intended requirements. So players are advised to rerun all of the cyst activities and make sure every rubble pile has been searched. Once all of the intended chests and rubble piles have been interacted with, players should be rewarded the lost encryption code, regardless of how many bits they have in their inventory. Really, we're getting to the point where I should just say, wait on this quest for them to fix it, and then work on it. Because even though it's good now,
the problem with the rubble too
is it worth
the problem with the rubble too is if you, let's say you go in there with somebody else that's got the rubble, it will not show up for you who does not have the rubble. You have to go in either by yourself or with somebody else that doesn't have the rubble. It is BS level shenanigans.
Yeah, this all of these words just say to me, if I don't know where I am in the game and it's tracking my progress either not at all or incorrectly saying I've done a thing I haven't done, just wait until they fix it. Unless you're going to do it all at once and knock it all out, and then you can keep track yourself. Or you've already gotten it and you don't care about this. So that's all related to the Kvostov with the Mote of Light and the encryption bits. Acquiring Prismatic on your alternate characters. The Prismatic Destined Heroes Lost in the Light and Found in the Dark quests can only be completed once per account. So you've done them on one character, You're done. Congratulations. Players who have purchased the Final Shape campaign skip boost, or who are attempting to acquire Prismatic on alternate characters, will instead need to play through your 6 adventures available in the Lost City to unlock your Prismatic abilities. So if you pay to skip the quest, you have to play through these things to unlock the Prismatic anyway, so you think you can skip the quest to get your Prismatic? Nope, you can't. You still have to do it. But just the once.
And a pro tip, if you are working on a second character, obviously, like he said, those missions have been done. But here's the thing. Like, I was trying to figure out how the hell to start that because I was trying to do Prismatic on my Warlock and, you know, allegedly the Titan. And turns out what you have to do to finish your fragments for the Prismatic is in the new social space, there are those adventures at the orange flags. You see two, because that's where you spawn in at. The other two don't show up until you get close. But if you're looking at the flags where you spawn in the Queens 1 and Queens 2, to your left and to your right are 2 other flags, respectively, on each side. And that's what you complete those to get all of your remaining Prismatic bits. Right? They're not obvious. They do not show up on the map. They do not show up unless you get close enough to actually see them. It's a little nutty.
There you go. Pro tip.
Yeah.
Look all around, find all the things, or just go, there's too many flags here, I'll come back later. So there's also some known issues. Have we touched on some of them? Let's find out. So the Mote of Light drops from cough ticks taken by the witness may be flung far from the boss on defeat, resulting in it not appearing directly where they fell. So if you're looking for that one, look around. It may be somewhere nearby. The Golden Tricorn perk is incorrectly tied to players' super damage instead of their grenade or melee. So if your Golden Tricorn is working incorrectly, look at the super you have on. That's what it's using to proc from. The Winter's Guile does not auto-shatter enemies frozen with a Penumbral Blast using Prismatic subclass, which is very silly. Completing the Lightfall campaign on Legendary difficulty does not award a choice of an exotic item. Ooh, that's sad. You do all that work and it's like, you don't get an exotic. Sad for you. Your Two-Tailed Fox does not benefit from Elemental Weapon Surge armor mods. And players are unable to claim the Trials of Osiris rank 10 reputation reward. Not a problem I'll ever see, but for some people, whatever your rank 10 reward is, which I'm guessing is the new weapon, I think is that's where that sits on the track. Yeah, you won't be able to claim it from there. But it should drop for, what for playing the game. So hopefully that'll work for you. So yeah, so those are our known issues. And we have art of the week is that guy that came back that everyone loves, and his son, the weapon. And movie of the week is Gathalion doing something. So that's those. And that's your top of the week. Boom, bam, done, dusted.
You're dusted. But I do believe there is a thing this week that we haven't had in a while.
A Cosplay Cosmodrome continues?
Oh, there's more than 12. My bad.
Well, no, the 12's done. Yeah, no, the 12's done, but they have another cosplay thing. So if you want to see someone do some really good Micah cosplay or Marasov cosplay, they have those with interviews with those lovely human beings. Oh, and and a Mithrax.
Hello. What?
And a Mithrax. That okay. I scrolled through this earlier, but apparently didn't go far enough. The first two were good. That Mithrax cosplay is ridiculous. Savathun also good. Shaxx also good. Man, Bungie, there are people out here doing this work. You could give me TV. You could give me a movie. You could animate this. Hire these people. Hire these people to do this. It would be incredible. So yeah, there's some real.
Oh, the Marasov though.
Yeah, like there's some really, really impressive cosplay. So, you know, flip through your on Art Station. Go check out the cosplay article. There's just some ridiculously incredible stuff in there.
That Mithrax is real?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That looks AIAF, bro. What the hell?
That's a human. That's a human making a thing, walking around, going, yeah, ridiculous.
Savathun, she stopped at the face. She should have done the face.
Yeah, there was a Savathun done when Witch Queen was out. That was just, I think, is the Savathun to end all other Savathuns.
Bro, this dude looks more like Zavala than Zavala does. What the hell?
Yeah, so there's lots of beautiful cosplay things. There's also a giant update. Well, not a giant update, but we had update 8004, which fixed a bunch of things. So in the campaign, the Final Shape campaign, Exegesis, Bungie words, word hard, EXEGESIS, that one. They fixed an issue stopping players from getting their prismatic subclass in the following circumstances: being in a fire team where one player already had the subclass, playing on a second character of the same subclass after getting that prismatic subclass on the first one of the same character, or joining another player after the subclass part of the mission, then getting kicked to orbit during the cinematics. So basically, if you're starting this, you should get your prismatic subclass in this first mission, whether you're doing any of those things. Affected players will get the prismatic subclass and all missing unlocks the next time they visit the Pale Heart. The Final Shape campaign Transmigration, they fixed an issue where the empowered font step, where the activity would become soft lock if a player immediately defeated the Eaters of Light and Dark before they stood up. So again, take a breath, let the enemy stand up to turn and face you, then obliterate them. In the armor, they fixed an issue where the hazardous propulsion enhanced rocket buff from applying rocket damage when some lower strength weapon damage buffs such as Radiant were active, and the hazardous propulsion will only override Radiant and other similar bonuses when the stat count is high enough to exceed Radiant's damage bonus. It will also not override in cases where it does not apply, i.e. non-rockets. So basically, it should do the thing that's giving you the better buff, the Radiant or the non-Radiant buff you're getting from the hazardous propulsion, which is the new Titan exotic that shoots rockets, because why wouldn't it? For weapons, we have a fixing issue where players would hit a weasel flying through space in the form of an error code when reshaping their exotic class glaives from the Witch Queen release, where the Valve Disciple Adept weapons did not cost Spoils of Conquest to perform weapon enhancements, where seasonal weapons in the Lightfall year required Lightfall to be craftable. Players will still need the pattern unlocked to craft these weapons, however. Another issue where the Tusk of the Boar grenade launcher and the Multimach CCX submachine gun would not enhance properly. These weapons will now enhance correctly, and those previously enhanced should be updated to work as expected. Don't know how they were enhancing, but it was improper, and we can't have that. They fixed an issue where the smoke bomb would not make players and their allies invisible when the Trapper's ambush is equipped.
Oh my god, right? Sorry.
Yeah, right. They did that. I promise you. Also, your stasis shard with the Glacial Harvest aspect equipped wouldn't heal the player, and the Fast Lift command reloading behavior could be activated repeatedly with no cooldown. So I'm not sure about that last one being fixed exactly, but they say they fix them. For the accessories, they fixed an issue with the lore tab on the NACRE ship. An ACRE ship would not display properly. Apparently and it just says, "How thoughtful. You waited for a visit from me until the very end. Let's chat, shall we?" Which may be the words of the winnower, because I think somebody made a video this week. Either Avaze or My Name is Bife made a video about the winnower speaking to us and about this ship lore piece. So that's been fixed and now is related. Platforms and systems fix an issue causing the audio output to be silent on PCs using spatial audio formats like Windows Sonic for headphones. And an issue where the audio output would be silent on the PS5 when emulating the PX4 executable with 3D audio for headphones enabled. So when Final Shape launched, there were a bunch of 3D audio issues where like PC players just would have no audio at all. So it sounds like they fixed some or all of those. And finally, they fixed the issue where the game would crash if a player's consumable inventory was full when trying to pick up a Mote of Light, a Luminescent Seed, a Strand Meditation, or a Polymorphic Shellcode. So that's good, picking things up, not crashing your game. So that was all in 8004 that came out this week.
Is that all?
That is all. That's all the things that Bungie had fit to print.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, since we're on the topic of Bungie, I guess we should talk about the report roundup that I don't know how much we've already talked about. We've already got the Xur Now sells Artifice Armor. PlayStation, the Discord update is now live globally. Not seeing it. Double check your PS5 updating. That's right. PlayStation can join Discord chat now. Is that what that is?
Yeah,
I think I saw something about that.
like super, like a proper. I think even like a better implementation. Like you don't need to use your phone. I think it has like a full-on like Discord app built into it on the PS5.
Yeah. They didn't have that before. They had it on Xbox and PC, but I think PlayStation was slacking. Well, now if you're on PlayStation, you also have Discord. No reason for you not to have a Discord LFG. All right. Now you have, what do we got here? Destiny Tracker says, "Please, Bungie, when I open the destination map, I just want it centered on my character."
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Because I lost myself on the Pale Heart the other day trying to find assist or a Pathfinder objective, and my icon wasn't green. Because I was like, underground, going, "Where am I? I'm somewhere here. I can't find me."
She's forever. Tweet, really. Tested mod chest. You must do all 5 rooms to get the raid mod when killing the witness. Didn't really find that information anywhere, so just letting you all know. Don't know what he's talking about, but hopefully one day I will.
Okay, yeah, I was hoping you would too. So yeah, I guess there's a mod chest. Gotta do all 5 rooms to get the raid mod. So that'll mean something to some of you doing raids. There we go.
Lego Le Flash says, Pathfinder. I like checking boxes, and I don't mind incentives to play other activities, but having 2 opposing systems in place, Pathfinder versus streaks, and the reward being power level versus good loot, feels bad. Oof. Exotic plus same activity in the Pale Heart Pathfinder is great. Well, the Pale Heart one is great, but the other one is not. Clarity Destiny 2 research says, friendly reminder that completionists that blue income. Yeah, okay. You did that already.
Yeah. That's where I found the information about the Engram.Blue site going, hey, here's how you can find your class items.
So I saw this, and I didn't know what it was, because we have that really good X Twitter thing in our bot is working again, which is cool. So I saw this, but I didn't know what it meant. And what it says is, due to an issue, we've temporarily disabled the ability to gain weapon level XP from overthrow completions in the Pale Heart. Sounds straightforward, except they say players can still progress weapon levels by killing enemies in overthrow. So if you've disabled weapon XP in overthrow, how can you get weapon progress in overthrow?
So from the completion, so like when you complete it, it should give you, XP for the, hey, you did this activity, here's your completion XP. While you're still murdering things to get your completion, that XP still works. So, so you're still getting some, but not as much as you should be, is basically what they're saying. And I'm assuming for the completion, it'll give you a big bump of XP, which you're not seeing right now.
It do, yeah. Or it's supposed to.
Yeah.
All right, so Destiny 2, we've missed a few patch notes with abilities and just added them in. Using smoke bombs with Trapper's Ambush is fixed. Picking up Stasis Charge with Glacial Harvest now properly heals, and players can no longer activate Facet of Command repeatedly with no cooldown.
Yeah.
Sorry, that one was awful.
Yeah, those were all things they tweeted out
anyway.
after the patch notes from the patch came out, which I was like, let me throw those in there, because sometimes they put them in the TWAB, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they update the patch notes, sometimes they don't. So now you know twice.
And there's the one with the Pressure Scars and the Soul Invictus. Don't know what that's about, but it's been fixed, supposedly.
Yeah, no, it has not been fixed. So is someone saying, hey, still no mention of this, and that's Destiny 2 team saying, we're hoping to have a fix for the Precious Scars not working as intended. So yeah, it's not working on Solar with Soul Invictus, and I couldn't really find good details about it because I just learned about that way too. So yeah, Soul Invictus Precious Scars not working great. So use it on something that's not Solar, and you should have a better time with it.
Well, here's something I definitely didn't know, but apparently the Stranger is selling 2 new stasis fragments.
Right?
For the first time in a long time. What are they called? We have the Whisper of Reversal, we have the Whisper of Chill, and that's it. Yeah, because I said 2, and then I just said 2, and I don't know why I kept looking. That's awesome.
Yeah, like that I saw, and I was like, oh, I need to go find that tweet to go put it in the show notes, because when was the last time any of us thought about the Exo Stranger? But yeah, there's new additional things there to go buy. I don't know if either of them are like game changers, you must pick these up, but they exist, and Nitedemon, for at least completionist's sake, will want to go have them.
Yeah, of course I will.
And that's the end of the roundup. So Nitedemon, Respawn, have you watched any YouTube this week? Are there any videos that people would be interested in knowing about?
Yes, there is. I put it in the show note, ? So the catalyst from Acid-Cross for the tessellation is actually not bad. It's he's got a review for it. It's pretty good. Where's all my build videos? Did I not put any build videos in? Oh,
so
biscuits.
what's this tessellation you speak of?
So the tessellation is the $100 exotic that nobody uses. It is a fusion rifle that converts your grenade into a very powerful AoE rocket, right? And what it does is when you kill things with either the rocket after it eats your grenade or just the fusion rifle itself, then you get grenade energy back. And I used it quite a bit at the end of last season and the beginning of this one, and it gives you a significant amount of grenade energy back. I think it's like a third of your grenade energy a kill, a third or a fourth, right? It's nutty. And if you kill a few ads with the rocket, you just get your grenade back full stop, right? And you can feed it right back into the thing. So it's pretty cool. And the Catalyst is out now, if you didn't know. So the Catalyst, what it does is targets near the blast of property, which is you shoot a rocket and it blows up, are affected, burdened, and or cursed with the elemental effect matching your equipped grenade's damage type. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means, for example, if you have Void, right, and you feed a Void grenade to this thing, and you shoot that rocket, every enemy you've hit with that rocket is now weakened. So any follow-up shots you do with this fusion rifle are going to do additional damage, as an example, right? So depending on what grenade you have, changes the damage type of this fusion rifle, right? Moreover, if you decide you wanted to pop Prismatic and feed a Prismatic grenade to it, it doesn't do a Prismatic rocket. It still sticks to the same grenade that you've already got equipped. So if you have the Void and you pop Prismatic, you're still feeding it, quote, a Void grenade. But the bright side is Prismatic is going to keep filling up that grenade bar even faster, so that can turn into kind of a beast, So, I mean, it's not bad. The reload on it's really slow. You only got 6 rounds in the magazine, but overall, you can absolutely make some builds out of this gun. And there were other videos I watched, and I don't know where I put the daggum things, because I thought I put them in the show notes, and apparently I did not.
And many other Hunter videos.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Just the whole game right now is in a good place. Lots of builds, lots of everything. Blend of the Booty's finally making builds again, which I'm a big fan of. Mactix is doing some builds. And a lot of them are like conflicting with each other. So I'm like, who's right? I like you both, and you're telling me different things.
Yeah, I watched.
Anyway,
I watched
there's
quite a
no
few
wrong.
builds this week, and lots of them are for prismatic, and they require you to have a class item with specific perks on or other perks on. I'm like, well, first of all, we need to get people through that mission before you can go and get your exotic class item, or even try and farm for your exotic class item. So I will include the guide from Ibontis this week, going over the Duel Destiny and how to kind of complete it, because his one was probably the best one that I've seen, breaking it down for you. So it's a complete unlock guide for that.
Mhm.
And with that, I've got the locations for all 6 feathers in Duel Destiny. So this is the location guide from Esoteric, because
what does that do?
well, the feathers are part of the kind of triumph to get like feathers of light. But next to, I think, most of the feathers that are in the Duel Destiny mission, there are these kind of crystals that you can shoot that will extend your time. And I believe it's 2 minutes every kind of crystal that you find.
That. Yeah.
So I think I found about 3 crystals as I'm kind of going through. But I'm not sure if that works every single time.
Yeah, you don't need it though. You really, really don't.
Listen. Right. Okay. You didn't need it.
No, it's not even me. It's not even me. I brought in so many people through that thing since I beat it, because everyone kept asking me, "Hey, do you know how to do it?"
My friend Andy
were going through 20 people.
When me and my friend Andy were going through it, we spent about 10 minutes trying to shoot the right thing at the right time in the final room, and we just kept messing it up, and it kept resetting, and we ended up with like about 4.5 minutes left on the clock. So it was good that we found the extra time things, and other people might appreciate that. So don't get in other people's way. You can't argue.
Well, I'm not getting in other people's way. I'm trying to tell you that no, I'm not.
They're there for a reason.
Good that it's there, but you don't need them. Like I think you'll be wasting more time trying to find these and track them down than you'll be gaining from the benefit of using it. You know, you just go through. Like even when I'm sherpering new people through this that have never done it before, I still have like 15 to 18 minutes left on the clock. You know, it's not a difficult activity. It really, really isn't. You know. Mm-hmm. And yes, I know I'm a hunter and I can just go in and add clear all of the things, but I mean it's not bad. Oh, a pro tip though that will help you out greatly if you're interested is the new kinetic trace rifle in the heavy slot that obliterates.
Yeah, the macrocosm.
All these boxes.
Macrocosm, isn't it? No.
Yeah, macrocosm.
Yeah.
So if you can just find someone to go through the macrocosm 2005s, they're not hard either. But again, it's a thing that you have to have somebody with, just because there's a dude that's got to pop a shield, and somebody has to shoot his front and his back simultaneously to pop his shield. If you can't pop his shield, you can't get to the thing that you need to go to the next area, right? So you got to have at least one more person with you.
You're talking about the cooperative missions, aren't you? There's the 3 cooperative missions that are on the Pale Heart. So once you've completed it, they will show you the 3 cooperatives that are just above where it says that you can select the normal and legendary campaign. And you've got Ascent, Descent, and Iconoclasm.
Yep, correct.
And they have active power cap 2005.
I don't know the steps up to that point, but I do know once you complete those. Oh, you got to do the micro quests. That's right.
Yeah.
Do all the micro quests, and once you're done with the micro quests, you get the microcosm quest.
It's a lot,
and then you do those 3 things.
It's a lot of steps to get through to go and get this exotic class item.
It's not a class. Yeah, well, whatever. But the point is it's going to be good regardless, because it's a kinetic trace rifle, and it does a surprising amount of damage, right?
It does.
And that's without popping the super. I thought somebody was popping the super and then using it. No, without popping the super, without using a secondary effect, it does a lot of damage. If you pop a super, wait for your super to dissipate, and then pop it, it does even more damage. It's like, golly, this thing's a monster, you know? Mm-hmm. And I guess it's because somebody said it's because it's kinetic and it gets like the kinetic extra damage buff or whatever. Yeah. But the damage that does compared to like some of my other weapons is more than 10%. Like, there's something else happening here. I don't know what's going on. But it does more damage than I think in any of the other weapons could do in that same activity. So that also helps. Also, the dupe. For those of you that don't know, there's a dupe glitch where if you go into that activity, meaning the class item activity, the exotic class item activity, with somebody that is of your same class, right? what you can do is you can both get 2 class items. And I don't mean one each. I mean, both of you get 2 in that one instance. Now, it's fickle sometimes, right? But
I've got a video on it from Cheese Forever if you'd like to see how to do it.
Well, does Cheese Forever have them go to the ledge right in front of them, or does he have them go to the ledge behind them where you first come in the room?
Yes.
Which one? Because the one that's where you spawn in is a lot harder to get to, especially if you're not really great with sword skating. But where your class item is, you're looking at the door that you went into before you had to stand on the place and die, right? If you're looking at that door, you do your jump, and then you do not a tether, a grapple hook, and you land on that ledge, and you walk towards that door. You try to go through that door, right? And that is a way easier, way faster way to do the joining allies bug to dupe, right?
Mhm.
Now, that one's easier than what everybody else has been showing. I didn't even know it existed because all the videos that I saw showed you going back towards the entrance. Bruh, no, it's way harder for 2 people to do that. You both just grapple across the ledge right in front of you. It does the same thing. And for the love of God, do it together. And double, for the love of God, after you've both respawned, you still have to do the countdown timer to grab the class items. I can't tell you how many people like, oh, we've respawned, we can just grab it. No, if you grab it before I do, I don't get it. Same time.
It sounds like it sounds very similar to the video Fallout put out. That was like, you don't have to sword skate, you don't have to rush, you just have to coordinate. You just have to talk and say, now we're going to jump to the ledge. Now we're going to go over here. Now we're going to do this. You don't have to rush. You don't have to worry about it. You can just say, we're going to talk. We're going to communicate. We can do this leisurely. Again, I've done none of this, but one day I hope to.
So if you don't want to do it, like my friend Andy didn't want to do it, I have the Casual Gamer has got the exotic class item Ultimate Route, going around the Pale Heart and collecting all the boxes and things. So if you don't want to do it ever again, you've got that. We also have...
And put on your Ghost, sorry, while you're on that subject, I haven't heard any YouTubers talk about it, but your Ghost, I know people forgot that your Ghost can do things, but your Ghost has on it
combo detector.
Combo.
Combo detector, so you can see all the chests and the resources. And I've picked up a resource. Let me say that again. I've picked up a resource and gotten the exotic class item from it, dude.
Maybe
a resource, not a chest, a resource.
Very nice.
So, I mean, don't ignore those resources just because you think, oh, you can only get it from a chest. Not true. I got it from resources. So pick those up too. Plus, it helps you complete the activity faster to get your blah, 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 whatever. But yeah, don't forget that that's the thing to do.
And something that I have forgot to do, which is start doing my echoes. But Ebontis has got you a guide of the Enigma protocol solo and how to get the kind of all the 28 security node locations in it with his guide. It's about 30 minutes long, but it's one of those helpful ones if you are actually doing that.
Yeah, that's one of those I need to start engaging with the new Echoes content after, doing the one thing it threw me into going, Echoes, you just wait. I've got stuff to do. I'll come back to you. I promise.
Yeah, that's what I said to it as well.
I promise you can never keep Peroty.
No, I can totally keep it. I'm going to have plenty of time. I'm going to do the things. I'm going to be pale-hearted out. Then I'm going to say Fallout, failsafe, time to spend time with you. Let's go see what the Vex are up to and murder all the Vex.
Since we have the new exotic class items, does your failsafe rocket chest piece actually have failsafe in it? Does she talk to you?
I don't know.
I wouldn't
know. I've got
know,
it, but I haven't put it on yet.
Yeah.
I hope she does. That's going to be such an awesome little perk to have on it. Not only do you get to shoot rockets, but you also get to talk to failsafe all the time.
Win-win.
But yeah, that's all my videos. Peroty, is it the end of the show, or is there anything else?
I think we're probably at the end of the show. I don't think I watched a number of things, but again, it was mostly lore related. Evase put out a video, Cade's plot twist, who Ace really is. And
Ace is no one.
No, he's someone.
Oh no, Ace is someone.
Is he?
Yeah. Ace is someone maybe near and dear to our hearts at the moment.
No.
And yeah. And I will say I went through the castle content video from last week of every new setting I should check, and there's a bunch of them for PC where I said yeah I don't need to do that, but a couple things I toggled and play with and said, oh no, this might improve things. So that was helpful. Yeah, no, it was really just I watched a couple of lore videos, and I basically have been squirreling away build videos. Haven't really been looking at them yet because I still need to go back through and unlock all of the fragments. All the fragments because I haven't gone back and done all those yet. So I'm like, let me get all that unlocked first. Then we'll go look at the build videos. Then I'll have all the pieces in my yard I can play with, and then I can put together fun things. For now, precious scars until I die.
I still don't know what I mean. I get it, but like the syntheseps is so much stronger, I think.
But I live. I want to live. I want to live.
As long as you're killing things, you live. Isn't that what you guys do? You run, you punch, you kill.
Yeah.
Kill things and you live.
Yeah, I can do that from afar with the precious scars. Boom, bam, done. And I can wear broken china on my head. And I can also thank all of our lovely patrons who have gone to patreon.com/TTH and said, you know what? You can't threaten me with a good time. Like Zep Orbit, Calvin Burns, K4 cannot be threatened with a good time. We tried. Can't be done. The Outer Dance Troupe of the T-Rex King, Scarlet KM, Mel O'Malley, Did Wham 64, and Renard Calant. They're a phenomenal dance troupe. Our grenade throwers are Carter 2782, Golden God 1562, Wee Noble. One of these days I'll just pick a spelling of his name, but he's both things because that's who he is. Basically Salt, Fire Squad 6088, and Coderson 105, and Deacon's Day 1 Raid Team that she's down in the lab working with. Dimwee, Gravy Jeff, and PP Pipe. Thank you everyone for being our lovely patrons. We appreciate you. And thank you for joining us. Your Titans, your Peroty Night Team, your Hunters who want to respond to real life. You can find this show everywhere you find your podcasts. TwoTitansAndAHunter.com will give you all the links to all the show notes. And I mean all the show notes. All the guides to everything. They're all there. If you're looking for other things, go to youtube.com/TwoTitansAndAHunter. You've got your weekly update videos. We've got your live streams. We've got your recordings of this show. If you want all the things in all the places, just go to YouTube. Hit the button there, subscribe. You will get everything we put out, everything you can have into your lovely eye holes and ear holes. It's all for you. If you want to join our Patreon, patreon.com/TTH. If you're looking for more casual encounter, coffee.com/TwoTitansAndAHunter. And if you want this show in its lovely live format, and also Respawn doing all sorts of Respawn things, twitch.tv/no1respawn to real life. And if you'd like to hop on the other side of the pond for some proper British streaming, twitch.tv/TwoTitansAndAHunter. Go there, hit the buttons, when they go live, and your life will be that much better for it. So until next week, any parting words, or tell the people goodbye, gents?
And goodbye and deuces.
Nitedemon.
Yes.
Say goodbye.
You gonna say goodbye?
I'm sure I said goodbye just now. Just went by.
You did not.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Let the record show.
No.
You may have thought it, but you didn't say it to the people. So goodbye, everybody.
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
Although I do understand what it's like to think things and it not actually happen. They had medications for that. Mm-hmm. Also, there's a TDT.
The Dream Team,
Yeah. That dude says deuces at the end. I was like, oh my god. People are gonna think I got it from him.
I did think that you got it from him.
To be fair, he was probably doing it first, but more than one person can say a thing. It's
yeah, but I've been doing that for years, but I just didn't know that it was somebody else's shtick. Now, I'm kind of self-conscious about saying it because I don't want people to.
Well, now you have to find a new thing. You have to golf into the woods and go on a vision quest to find what your new identity as a person's going to be.
But that was me. It was goofy me. Now whatever.
Yeah, was
whatever, man. I'm just destined to live a life of lies.
Mm-hmm. Living a life of war.
Don't agree so quickly. Anyway, so do you know let me ask you a question. The lost sectors, the master lost sectors, they used to tell you what exotic is in the dungeon. Now it just says exotic Engram.
There's a video you could go watch where someone tells you what the rotations are.
No, Peroty, there's no point.
Well, I'm just saying that the information is out there. Should you go seek it?
No, the information is something that we went over on the podcast.
We can again. The information is out there.
No, I reiterate.
water, drink.
Right. The reason why it doesn't tell you anymore what's at the lost sectors is because there's nothing at the lost sectors apart from an exotic engram, because they changed the way that you do the focusing and how you get exotics. You get the engram, you take it to Rahul, and Rahul goes, "What would you like?" And you go, "I would like that."
Well, no, I get that, but the new exotics, you used to have to come here to get the new
Nope.
exotics.
They told you that's not the way that you can do it.
I'm wasting my time then.
Yep.
How do you get the new exotic that you don't have?
Well, why would you go in there? Because it doesn't tell you anymore what the rotation is.
Because it's a habit. Now, how do I get the new exotic? How do I get the one I ain't got?
You take an exotic engram, you go to Rahul, and you say, "Can I have that?"
So he
will
can
give it to
actually
you.
give you
Yes.
one new one
Yes.
One debt to society later.
Have you maxed out his rank? Have you got punch your card with him?
now. A couple of them, yeah.
So you've got to level 16 and reset with Rahul.
A couple of times, yeah.
Well, then,
Why?
yeah, you can. There's a third track on his reward track for exotic engrams. You can just go there and purchase it, which is absolutely stupid because you shouldn't be able to do that. It should be go and play the game and get it to drop.
I can just purchase the new exotic flat out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.